Alright, in this video we are going to correct sentence 2 and 3 under set 8. Sentence 2 says, "Whenever the neighbor's dog trespasses on our lawn, my mom likes to recite this line from a Robert Frost poem to my brother and I. Good fences make good neighbors." In this sentence we have pronoun case error. We also have 2 capitalization errors to address, and we're going to add quotation marks. So first, let's take a look at our pronoun case error. So when we last talked about pronoun case, I told you that pronouns have different jobs in a sentence depending on how they're used. So, depending on the context of the sentence, we might have to change the form of our pronoun. So, to correct this error, we need to check to see if we've used this pronoun I correctly. When we took our notes, I told you that there is a test that you can run. To run this test, you can drop my brother and. If you drop those words and read the sentence without them, you can identify if we've used the correct form of the pronoun. Let's try it. My mom likes to recite this line from a Robert Frost poem to I. That kind of sounds a little awkward, so I don't think we've used the correct form. So to correct my pronoun case error, I'm going to replace I with the pronoun me. My mom likes to recite this line of the poem to me. That makes more sense, so I know I've corrected my pronoun case error. Now I'm going to address my capitalization errors. So first, we need to lowercase the word mom. If you're not sure if we should lowercase or capitalize the word mom, keep in mind that there is another test that you can run. You can tell if you replace this word with your parent's name and it makes sense, then it should be capitalized. If you can replace this word with your parent's name and the sentence sounds kind of awkward, then you know it should be lowercased. I'm going to run that test for you by inserting my mom's name. Whenever the neighbor's dog trespasses on our lawn, my Gina likes to recite this line from a poem. That kind of sounded a little weird. So I know that this mom should not be capitalized. I also have a specific quote that's being used in my sentence. The beginning of a quote should be capitalized, and so I also need to capitalize good. And lastly, I have quotation marks to add. I'm going to put my quotation marks around this line from the poem. And now my sentence 2 has been corrected. Let's take a look at sentence 3. Sentence 3 says, "Her and me are researching the Peace Corps, which was established in 1961 by President Kennedy, to see how it has changed since their early days." In the sentence, we have pronoun case errors, just like in our last sentence. We also have pronoun antecedent agreement error that we need to address. We're going to add commas to show that we have a non-restrictive phrase, and we have some capitalization errors to address. So first, let's take a look at our pronoun case errors. Again, just like our last sentence, we can decide if we've used the correct form of a pronoun by dropping one to test the other. So let's first test to see if we've used this word her correctly. To run that test, I'm going to drop the phrase and me. It says, "Her are researching the Peace Corps." Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. So I know that I'm going to replace her and switch it for a different form of that word. She is researching the Peace Corps. That makes way more sense, so I know I need to change her to she. I can also test this pronoun me by dropping the words she and. Now it says, "Me are researching the Peace Corps." Well, that doesn't really make a lot of sense either, so I'm going to replace me with I. I am researching the Peace Corps. That makes much more sense, so I know I've corrected my pronoun case errors. We also need to address a pronoun antecedent agreement error. So now remember, with this grammatical rule, we need to make sure our pronoun agrees in number with the noun. Okay, Peace Corps is a singular organization, so I need to replace this word there with a singular pronoun. An organization is not gendered, so I'm going to replace their with its. That would fix my pronoun antecedent agreement error. Next, I'm going to add commas to show that I have a non-restrictive phrase. Remember, a non-restrictive phrase simply adds extra information to the sentence, and those non-restrictive phrases should be framed with commas. So I'm going to add a comma after Corps and a comma after Kennedy. This phrase, which was established in 1961 by President Kennedy, is simply extra information that's been added to our sentence. And lastly, I have capitalization errors to address. First, we're going to capitalize Peace Corps, and we're going to capitalize President. President is being used as someone's title, so that word should be capitalized. And now I have corrected sentence 3. If you have any questions about how or why we've corrected our sentences the way we have, please feel free to reach out and I'll be sure to answer your questions as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, everyone.